Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to live counter review through technical analysis. Today the flow will be the same as usual. First, I'll go through the economic calendar, then some of the major indices as well as commodities. Then I'll go through some of the sectors, the usual ones like the banks, the FAANGM, semicons, and I think I'll talk about a little bit about EVs today since they're quite hot recently. Then I'll go through the most mentioned individual counters that you all have mentioned in the chat box. Okay, so without further ado, let me begin. This week is quite a important week. There's important data coming out in CPI, and also the bank earnings will be coming out this Friday as well. So definitely a very big week. So today there's some Fed members that will be speaking. Then we also have the consumer inflation expectations coming out at 11 p.m. Tomorrow wise, also this small business optimism that's coming out at 6 p.m. Then Fed members speaking Wednesday, we have the important one, CPI data coming out at 8:30 p.m. Okay, then after that, usual core inventories 10:30. Afterwards will be Thursday. Thursday we have OPEC monthly report 7 p.m. Then PPI data coming out 8:30. Usual jobless claims also 8:30. On Friday also have Fed members speaking and also the usual Michigan consumer inflation expectations. That's at 10 p.m. Yeah. So and then on Friday, bank earnings will be coming out also. So a very important week. Okay, so first up, I'll start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I think currently still very much like consolidating in a range. So we tested the highs around the 31.2K to about 31.4K over here. Still resistance, but support is coming in around the 29.6K to about 29.9K over here. So I think for now, we are still likely to consolidate in a range unless we see a breakout either way. And if you do break down the the lower support will likely possibly around 28,400 to 28,500 over here. While if you do break upwards, the next resistance level could be around 32,000 for next level, which is the previous resistance level as well. Okay, then next I'll move on to Dow Jones. Okay, Dow Jones, last week we saw retracement down over here. Then for now, also like a possible island top over here. So it's like a few candlesticks, then you see a gap on both sides. So over here it is usually a bearish pattern because over here you can see that in terms of price action, there are actually traders being stuck over here if they bought. So then we have follow through bearish momentum in last 2 days of the week. So for now, I think we could possibly see maybe some range consolidation for now, since we could be retesting these swing lows around here around 33,600. Yeah, so we could be seeing a retest over here for some support again in this green color support zone. That's from 33,400 to 33,700 over here. Then I move on to S&P. Okay, S&P also same pattern over here. You can see this candlestick formation. Also, Friday bearish candlestick, we actually we look at the intraday price action, it was like moving upwards for all three indices. Then we filled this gap over here, but subsequently the second half we closed lower. So bearish price action. For now, I think we could be trying to retest this level around 4380, which is this. There was this short-term resistance breakout over here. So for now, let's see whether the retest over here can find some support. If not, we might go down a little bit lower to maybe retest these swing lows around 4330 over here. Then we might be shaping up, moving in the range for this week. Then for Nasdaq also similar pattern. So likely maybe we could be seeing some range consolidation for now. Lower if the support over here around 13,500 to 13,600, this breakout retest doesn't hold, then we could see it go down lower, maybe 13,300 to about 13,400, this level over here for Nasdaq. Okay, then I'll move on to gold. Gold still looking a bit weak. Gold after the breakdown of this, we can see that gold is trading lower, then forming range, then breaking down lower. over time. So breakdown over here, 1940 still holding as a resistance over here. Support currently around 1900. So for now, still lower highs, lower lows in this stretch. Yeah, then also still breaking under this channel support over here. So for now, still bearish for gold. So for now, if this swing low cannot hold, right, then we could see maybe it try to go 1870 over here. Previous resistance could act as a support. Then next one will be oil. Okay, oil, something I observed interesting is that uh if you look at this very big range wise, still very much in the range, but if you draw this downtrend resistance line, right, there's a possible breakout that took place over here. And then something interesting on Friday was that we managed to clear this swing high level around 72.5. So if we, let's say, if you do form a higher low over here, and if you do form a higher low, then in the short term wise, in the short term wise, this could be like a double bottom formation over here. So something to take note of possibly for oil. Yeah, if a retest over here holds and then we form a higher low, possibly we could try to retest the next resistance near 75 and then towards 77 over here. Yeah, so this is just my view for oil. Next one will be VIX. Okay, VIX, something interesting as well. Possible break of this falling wedge pattern over here. So after a long time of VIX being quiet, we had surge on Thursday. Then we retested this previous support resistance around 16. Then we actually closed underneath it. Then there was a retest of this level around 14.6. So if this is able to hold, right, then I think there might be some upside for VIX in the near term. Yep. So let's see how it goes this week, whether it forms a higher low or not. Then last one I talk about is copper. So for copper, I think big picture wise, looks like some consolidation taking place. For now, in this stretch, lower highs, lower lows, but subsequently we retested this high over here around 3.95, form a higher low at 3.7. So for now, maybe some continued consolidation. See whether we can maintain this higher low being formed over here for copper. Okay, then I think I'll start with some of the sectors. First one, I think I talk about the financials. So XLF, last time I think I talked about there was a breakout taking place. Then afterwards, looks like there's a successful retest over here around 32.7. Then price trading higher over here. Something to take note is that look, some possible near-term resistance ahead around 34 onwards. So 34 is actually this previous support level over here and this previous support before price actually broke down big over here. So upon a retest, we could see some resistance coming in. Then also, second thing is that this also meets this downtrend resistance line over here. So it's a double confluence of resistance, yeah, for XLF over here. Then something to take note of will be the bank's earnings this Friday. So this will definitely affect this also as well. Then I talk about some of the big four banks. Start off with JP Morgan. So JP Morgan, if you have been observing, is very there was a very long period of consolidation, but some strength was actually quite evident already. Higher lows being formed. I think previously I didn't mention. Then there was a break on Thursday. Okay, there was a break 2 weeks back. Then last week we had a retest over here around 141. Then there was a nice candlestick being formed, a hammer. For now, then on Friday we tried to test the upside again at around 145. Then met with some resistance. So for now, I think maybe this upside resistance at 146 likely to hold for now, and we could be seeing some form of range consolidation. But when you look at the trend wise, it's still looking good as this resistance breakout is still holding over here for now. Yeah. Then for JP Morgan, if you do break 146, right, the next strong resistance to take note of will likely be this previous swing high over here at 151. Yeah. Then I think they will be releasing earnings on Friday, so something to take note of as well. Okay, then next one it will be Citigroup. Okay, Citigroup wise, still looking a bit weaker. So upon the retest over here at 47, didn't manage to hold previous resistance, range resistance. Then price actually consolidated over here, tried to form a support at 46, but it still broke over here. Currently is holding by this previous range support level over here, this horizontal at 45, around 45.3. So if price is, let's see whether price is able to hold over here, then likely we still see maybe a bounce to try to retest this resistance at around 47 again. But if let's say can't hold, right, then likely we're gonna see price come to test maybe this next swing low at 44 for Citigroup. And then Wells Fargo, next one. Okay, for Wells Fargo, I think still currently still looking okay. So there are higher lows being formed along the way. Then looks like trying to break this resistance at 42 again. Then currently meeting some resistance from this recent swing high around 43.3 over here. So if this resistance still hold, then we might see some bit of consolidation, maybe a pullback to try and retest this trend line support over here, as well as this horizontal at around 42 over here. Yeah, then if we do, let's say if we do break above these recent highs, then the next level to take note of will be this previous swing low around 45.3 over here. Yeah. So for Wells Fargo, still looking okay, but it just going up at a slower rate compared to the strong one like JP Morgan. Then last one of them, Bank of America. Okay, Bank of America, I think still in consolidation mode over here. These two trend lines still holding by this upper trend line over here last week. Then for now, maybe it could go on to retest this recent low around 28 if it comes down a little bit lower, but I think resistance still likely hold at 29 over here. Unless we do see upside breakout, then possibly it could retest maybe this swing high near 30.6. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I see some financial counters in the chat, so I think I'll just go through them as well. So I'll talk about Goldman Sachs as well as Morgan Stanley. And for Goldman Sachs wise, I think for now the retest at these swing lows around 315 is still holding over here. But the thing to take note is that looks like lower high being formed over here. And I think there's also this important trend line. So let me just zoom out the chart. So there's this uptrend support line dating back since the COVID lows, and it's been holding the chart over here a few times, rejected off over here. And given that this was a previous resistance at 327, so it looks like lower high being formed. Let's see, we need to see this low being able to support again. If not, we could see the continuation of the bearish momentum over here. Next support could be this swing low around 303 over here. Okay, then I'll talk about Morgan Stanley. Okay, for Morgan Stanley wise, I think also looking a bit weak for now since it bounced off this swing low at 82 to 83, then we form a lower high over here. Currently price retesting over here. So a bit similar to Goldman Sachs. Still need to see this swing low holding, then we could see maybe some range or lower high being formed over here. If not, it could go on to test the next swing low at 81 over here. Since MACD also negative crossover currently as well. Okay, then I think I'll talk about some of the FAANGM counters first. Okay, so first one I start with Meta. Meta still looking good. Also some news about the new threads that formed recently. So over here there was a breakout took place last Wednesday, and then there was a retest over here. Okay, then But in terms of the MACD wise, still bearish momentum to take note. Still, there was still negative crossover still remain over here. So strength in terms of the strength might not be as strong as the price action. So for now, maybe we could still see some resistance around 298 over here. If still there's some resistance over here, then we could see maybe some consolidation. But the trend wise is still looking good, still holding up in this uptrend channel over here. So for Meta, if you do break, let's say if it does manage to continue trade higher, break 298, right? The next key resistance I think would likely be at around next resistance after 298 will likely be around 310 over here. Previous key swing lows over here. So this was back in 2021 over here for Meta. It's still looking good. Let's see if this retest able to hold and see whether it can trade higher afterwards. Okay, Apple. Apple is another very strong counter in terms of both price action as well as its indicators. Indicators still trending very well over here. Then in terms of price action wise, last week we had a little bit of a pullback. We tested this resistance that we broke out from 189 and then still holding well over here. So if this level able to hold, right, this swing low, likely we see some maybe a retest of this swing high at 194 over here this week. But if let's say if does decide to retrace a little bit lower, then we could see, I think 187 over here would be quite a good support since previous resistance of this range. Then you also would meet with this uptrend channel support over here as well. So double confluence of support will be over here likely for Apple. Yeah. Then if you are looking at the in terms of the channel resistance wise, if you do trade higher this week, I think maybe you could hit about 197 could be the channel resistance for this week. Okay, then I'll move on to Amazon. Okay, Amazon wise, I think currently looks a bit like a range consolidation. Good thing is that this range breakout of 127.5 over here, right? There's this swing low that's still holding up over here. You see price is still respecting the lows but still bounded by this 131 range resistance. Okay, but one thing to take note of is that maybe might be losing a bit of momentum if price cannot climb up to make higher highs. Could be breaking down of this uptrend channel support over here. So price actually traded sideways for a bit too long. Yeah, so it needs to go back above to make sure that it is still intact. Then in terms of momentum wise, also still negative crossover. So not a lot of momentum in Amazon for now as well. Okay, possible scenarios if you do break above 131, next swing high will likely be 136 over here. But if this support doesn't hold, likely we go and test the next swing low around 124, then followed by 121 over here. Yeah, so let's see how it goes after this range for Amazon. Okay, next one I'll touch on Netflix. Okay, for Netflix wise, still there was a retest of the recent highs around 450 over here. But in terms of momentum wise, MACD lower high being from negative crossover. So also not supported by a lot of momentum. The retest over here was also a retest of this uptrend channel over here. So it's a confluence of double resistance for now. So likely I would think maybe Netflix needs some form of consolidation possibly over here. So maybe you go and retest maybe try to form a higher low or maybe retest this swing low around 411 over here. Yeah, so for now, I think maybe it needs a bit of a rest for Netflix. Okay, then next one is Google. So Google also still momentum wise still looking weak for now. Then currently I think in terms of the chart, it still is hanging on to the uptrend channel support over here currently. But the bad thing is that I think for now, looks like there's a range over here, right? Around 121 to high end was around 129. There was a breakdown, then there's a retest that took place last week, and then price around here for now. So we need to, if the price action wise, you still need to be bullish, right? Price needs to go back above to trade higher in this critical area over here. So currently it's still meeting with this downtrend resistance line as well. So for now there's some resistance over here lah. If price is unable to break above, then could possibly maybe trade lower since lack of momentum as well. Okay, so it does break down, right? We likely retest this swing low at 116, and there's also a gap over here, maybe around 113, 114. There's also some support for now also. Yeah. So for Alphabet, still need to see price trade higher. If not, likely to see it come down a bit. Okay, next one will be Microsoft. In Microsoft, currently not much going on, range trading, resistance around 340, around there. But the good thing is that price is still forming like higher lows. So recently, upon this resistance breakout 336, price retested, still finding support and just trading the range over here, very tight range. Also supported by this uptrend support line over here. Momentum wise, still a bit weak over here. Yeah, then I think for now maybe some for continued consolidation. Let's see whether this uptrend channel support is able to hold over here. Then maybe let's see whether price able to break up. It needs to break above this 342 level to trade higher, to maybe try and retest this swing high around 350. If it doesn't hold, right, then maybe it will go down to maybe retest the swing lows around 330 over here if it loses a bit of momentum. Yeah, so in terms of the FAANGM stocks, I think for now the stock with the most strength, I think I would say is still Apple for now, given in terms of both price action as indicators. The rest, I think, still need to wait and see. Yeah, so there's a bit of a conflict between the price action wise and in terms of momentum for most of these. Okay, then I think next one, some next sector I'll talk about is semicons. Let's start with the stocks, the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. So for now, in terms of semicon wise, losing a bit of momentum over here. Then you can see price action wise, starting to just consolidate over here for quite a bit. Yeah. Okay. A good thing is that we are still forming higher lows in this consolidation. So for now, let's see whether the index able to find some support in near term, maybe try to bounce. Then short term swing high will likely be around 3,700 to 3,730 over here will likely be the resistance. Yeah. But if let's say this uptrend support line doesn't hold, likely we will retest these swing lows around 3,430 and 3,500 over here. Yeah, so for semicon, index-wise, still a little bit of a consolidation. Then I'll move on to the individual stocks. First one is NVIDIA. NVIDIA also still currently negative crossover for now. In terms of price action wise, I think for now it's still holding up pretty okay. So in terms of this previous breakdown at 420 breakdown, then there was a retest. Retest price managed to hold at this level. So for now, the buyers still looking quite strong over here. Sellers is like around 430. This recent swing high tested twice. So as long 42, I think 420, as long as this range is able to hold, right, this level, since this is a key horizontal level, then maybe they'll try to test this 430 to about 440, this swing high over here for NVIDIA again. Yeah. But let's say this swing low cannot hold, right? Then we're likely to see price trade lower over here at 400. And then next one, AMD. AMD not as strong. So also negative, still bear bit of uh negative crossover in terms of MACD. Okay, AMD very technical over here. You can see 116 over here start with I start with 108 over here. So there was a retest of this previous range this range resistance this key horizontal level. So it bounced off. Then once it retest 116, right, this previous support that we actually broke down from, and then sellers started to come in over here. Then this is the confluence of the uptrend channel resistance as well. So double confluence resistance over here. Yeah. So for now, maybe price if it can't hold up, maybe try to retest this close to this support over here around 108 to maybe 110. See if we're able to hold. If price able to hold, then likely form a range first. If it doesn't hold right and make a lower low, the next swing low likely to test will be this previous swing high at 102 over here. So this for AMD. The next one to talk about is TSM. Okay, in terms of TSM, currently price also similar in terms of MACD as a rest. Price action wise, the price sideways for now, then there was like a break over here, but it's still I would say trying to hold up over here around the 100 mark. So if let's say price does go a little bit low, I think there's still some support at 97 possibly. With this range resistance, then there was a swing low created over here, around here. So this will be a retest again, likely to find some support. Yeah, but then for now, current resistance, I think the 103 resistance over here, I think likely still will maintain, since that it's been rejected quite a few times over here, unless we do see a decent closing in the break. But I think we'll likely still hold as a range for now for TSM. Next one, Marvell. Okay, for Marvell, I think currently is just consolidating also. Consolidating, we tested the support around 57, but it's forming higher lows. You can see we tested once like that, then twice the lower high being formed. Okay, so I think for now, maybe price is actually possibly bounded by a possible falling wedge. So maybe some consolidation required. Some resistance likely to be at 61, these swing highs. Also this wedge resistance, then support likely to find near the lows of 57 around here. If you do see a break above this resistance, likely to retest this 63 swing high. But we do break below this support, then I think the next immediate support likely to be at around 53 possibly. 53 was I saw previous resistance and a swing low support. So it's the key horizontal level to take. Okay, then also next one, Micron. Okay, Micron also one of the more bearish ones, very bearish MACD over here. Then also in terms of technicals, as a previous resistance 64 over here turn support tested once. We had a high swing high around 70, second time lower high 67, close to 68. And the third time we tested, it actually broke down already. So I think for now, likely some downside possibly. I think the near term support wise, it will be this swing low created around over here, around close to 60 lah. There was this swing low created. Then I think if you want a stronger support wise, I think possibly it could be formed around this swing low, which is around 57, 58. So there's a confluence of this downtrend channel support over here as well. So if price managed to come down here, I think there could be some bounce taking place. So then, but for now, immediate resistance to be this breakdown point 64. So still looking bearish for Micron for now. Okay. And I'll talk about Broadcom. Okay, Broadcom, I think still consolidation for now, but also still lacking a bit of momentum. This I think for now, this uptrend support line is quite important. So it needs to hold at this level for the higher highs and higher lows to actually form. So if it holds, then likely we're going to retest this 875 swing high over here again, then see some continued consolidation possibly around here. Yeah, but if this doesn't hold, then likely we will see retest of this 820 swing low already. So yeah, still need more clues for Broadcom. Okay, then I think let's talk about some of the EVs since quite a bit of the EV counters actually jumped up this week. So first one up, Tesla. So Tesla, there was a gap above this swing high, 275, and price actually just been sideways trading over here. So nothing much for now. But in terms of MACD wise, higher high being made, but you see the lower high being formed, still negative crossover on the indicator. So something to take note, if price unable to maintain this level, right, then it could maybe try to fill this gap, immediate gap over here, previous resistance at 264 for some support. Yeah. And then in terms of upside for Tesla, I think for now, personally, there's not much. Possibly I think the upside could be around maybe 290, which is this blue color downtrend resistance line over here. So price rejected 3 times previously over here. If it does a retest, I think could find some resistance. And also given that when you look at the horizontal levels wise, back in last year, there was during this range, right, you can see this also acted as a key horizontal support resistance. Then the last time it acted as a retest support, and then price actually broke lower. So this is a key level to take note of for Tesla. So at this level, I think either we see some continuous sideways trading where try to test this possible resistance, or we see a breakdown of this level, then we likely to see some support over here at 264, 265 over here. Okay, then next one is XPeng. Okay, XPeng, I think it's pretty interesting. So there was a very long period of consolidation over here in this box. So then there was a multiple break of resistance at around close to 12 over here, this resistance level. Then there was subsequently, it broke through this 13 swing high over here also. I think price consolidating for now, obviously the momentum is very bullish. So I think for now may be consolidating a bit for now, but don't rule out further gains. I think if it continue to make higher high, the next resistance to look out for would likely be around 16.5, possibly this swing high. Then another key resistance will likely be around 18.3, 18.4, previous key support over here broke down off. Yeah, I think for now, if we do a retest over here at this level, I think likely to hold as a short-term support over here for XPeng. What's the next one? Okay, another one quite strong one is Rivian. Okay, Rivian, interesting chart also. There's this broadening descending wedge pattern. So it's a bullish it's more of a bullish kind of pattern. Then there was a break that took place last week. So we just managed to break through some resistance levels over here. And then currently we actually tested around 25 to 26 in between. So at this level is a key level. Previously, this was like a swing low support over here. So for now, temporary resistance. Next resistance to look out for if we do breach higher will likely be around 28. So I think over here likely be 28 to about 29 over here likely be a stronger resistance. Because over here, this was like a more is a stronger support for a longer time over here that we go around, and also a support over here. So this zone will likely be a stronger resistance zone to take. Yeah. So if you do reach these levels, then I think could be you need some consolidation for some rest, possibly a higher low. Then we see how for these counters. Okay. Then next one, Neo. Okay, in terms of Neo wise, I think currently possibly trending up in a rising wedge pattern over here. So price tightening up into a possible trend line resistance and swing high resistance at around 10.7. So quite a few confluence of resistance over here taking place possibly. I think for now, this will likely act as a resistance. Then support wise would be this near term swing low near 9.7 over here. Yeah, unless we manage to break above 10.7, which will be this uh this trend line, right? Then we likely to see some upside towards about 12.5 to about 13.2 over here. Yeah, so let's see how it goes. Near term wise, still some resistance over here for now. Then another counter I think quite interesting if you're interested in EV is Lucid. So Lucid over here there was this stretch which is very weak, right? Lower highs, lower lows. Then however, since end of last month, we actually had a sort of a reversal taking place. There was like a test of this downtrend channel support, and price went up. Retested this previous support, previous support, turn resistance around 7. Then there was a retest, then price actually followed through with a nice bullish candle over here. So likely we see a reversal taking place. For now, it's bounded by this downtrend resistance line over here. But if let's say you do have a positive break, right, I think we're going to test some higher levels around 8 over here, this swing high, and also around 9, which is there was a previous high also over here. And in terms of momentum wise, interesting also, starting to try MACD trying to get back above okay, it's already above the zero line here. So this accompanied with some bullish momentum on the indicator as well. Okay. Let me see what other counters that you all have mentioned after I speak so many already. Okay, Nicola, I see since I'm on topic of EV now. Okay, Nicola for now, also I think a bit similar to Lucid kind of pattern. It was a very long period of downtrend and suddenly spike up, retest previous resistance at around $1 over here on support. The momentum wise still looking good as well. So I think as long as price can stay up this horizontal recent consolidation, right over here, there was a period of the price break above this level around close to 1.3, then holding at this range. So if price able to stay here and try to break the next level 1.5, possibly I think could go on to retest 1.7, 1.8, these swing highs over here. So for now, I think still looking positive as long as the range holds up for Nicola. Okay, then DRIV is EV ETF. Yeah. So this one actually looking also quite good. can see like higher lows being formed. Then currently at this retesting a resistance area between 20, this swing high is 25.8 to about 26.5 over here. So it is currently is in a resistance zone. Let's see whether it needs to break upwards to try to retest the next uh resistance level. That would be around 20, close to 27.8, 28 over here. But still looking bullish for this ETF. Uh, okay, then I'll come to go through some of the counters that you all have mentioned. Okay, I'll start with a chronological order. So first one, Mastercard. Okay, Mastercard wise, still retested this swing high resistance 390 price. I think holding up for now. Yeah, still holding up for now. So likely we could see some consolidation or maybe a little bit of a pullback if we cannot hold at this level. But the trend wise, I think still looking good. There was a breakout took place over here. Currently, maybe just another flag, bullish flag taking place. Yeah, if so, it managed to touch, it managed to break, then the next level would likely be around 396, 396 over here. Okay, Visa also looking good. Breakout of this very strong resistance around 234. Price also similar to Mastercard price consolidating for now. So let's see whether it's able to break through the next level of resistance. Okay, if it's able to break through this recent swing high around 240, I think the next swing high resistance close to 246 to the high around 249 over here. So the next zone over there possibly. Still looking good for this stock. Next one, American Express. Okay, American Express currently there was a retest that took place around this highs 176 MACD bearish divergence. So a bit lack of a momentum. So we could see maybe price go on to try to retest these recent lows around 165, 166, this area, for some support again in the near term. Yeah, maybe some range consolidation first. But as long as if you're looking at midterm wise, as long as still holding above this level, right, then form a range and still looking okay now. Okay, then next one will be IHF ETF. This is the healthcare providers ETF. For this one, still for now, I think still in the range over here, still resistance still I think at 256. This near the swing high also as well as this trendline resistance over here again. Let's see whether higher lows able to form over here, then try to attempt a break over here again to see how it goes. For now, still I think for now range for this ETF. United Health. United Health, I think still bearish. Can see MACD making lower highs all the way. Then still negative territory. In terms of the price action wise, lower highs form also. Then also rejection of previous support. This 475 to 482, right? Previous range support. Then we saw retest resistance form, price turn down lower. For now, could be some things, short-term support wise could come at around 450 to about 460 this zone. So some previous swing lows. There's this trend line support if you do back test over here as well. Next one, VHT. VHT momentum wise, a bit lacking momentum. Recently broke uh for a period over here was forming higher lows, but recently there was a break of this higher low being formed at 240. So currently we tested this swing low at 237 over here. So in terms of the trend wise, looking up not so good. Current resistance likely to be formed at 240. For now, let's see whether this swing low can hold up at 237. If not, price might go towards the next swing low, possibly around close to 234 over here if this cannot hold. Okay, Home Depot. Okay, Home Depot for now, I think still looking okay. There was a breakout of the 300 level is still valid, and then there was a retest taking place. So as long as you can stay above this level, still looking good. Then possibly go and retest the swing highs from 310 onwards to 312 currently. Okay. Resistance wise, I think maybe you can use this trend line to guide over here. Since it respected a few times, yeah, that's why I just observed as well. Okay, next one, Walmart. Okay, Walmart in terms of MACD bearish divergence, retest of the swing high 158 met with a lower high being formed, and also there was a throughout this period lower high and we're making higher high. So something to take note if this support can hold at 153. Okay, so this need to hold, if not we're likely to go back down to maybe retest some level close to 150, 149 over here. Okay, next one, Costco. There's a possible trend line resistance acting over here. A possible break of trend line support, but needs some confirmation. See whether the price is able to recover back above 530. Okay, then for now, the next support likely to be at this level around 518 over here for Costco. So in terms of the trend wise, it needs to recover back to try to maintain this nice uptrend channel after the breakout of this triangle over here. If not, maybe price need to go a bit lower to form some range, consolidation range. Yeah, maybe some the lower levels would be 510 to these 520 over here. Okay, Nike. Next one, Nike. I think Nike could be near some supports. There's a swing low support near 102, close to 102 and previous support 101. So at these levels, I expect some support coming in for some possible short-term bounces. But in terms of the trend wise, still very much in a downtrend. So near-term resistance wise, I'm still expecting if there's a rebound, maybe this 107 likely to hold as a lower high since it was a previous range breakout retest, then there was a break. So over here, retest likely to meet some resistance over here. Next one is Coke. And for Coke, I think still a bit of a range over here. Likely the swing lows from 59 days to 60 over here, likely to hold. Since it was a previous range resistance. But price action wise, from making higher highs, have been starting to make lower highs over here and lower lows. So something to take note of. The momentum actually not very strong over here for coal, I think. So if we come on to retest, I think possibly a lower high will be formed over here for coal. Okay, next one, PepsiCo. Okay, PepsiCo, a bit of a range over here. Still, I think the lower ends of the support 179 likely still holding, still able to hold over here. Highs around the same, around 186. So I think very much in a range for now. Okay, next one is Northrop Grumman. Okay, Northrop Grumman, I think for now, uh, also still meeting resistance near 460 over here. But interesting is that higher looks like the higher low is still maintaining the upon the retest over here. Swing low at 445 retest. Okay. Previous resistance, range resistance, still acting as support. So looks like a higher range is being formed from this range earlier on. Yeah, so I think as long as this can hold, maybe you can try to retest this 460 in the near term again. Okay, next one, General Dynamics. Okay, General Dynamics wise, I think still likely to be bounded by this downtrend resistance line, which could be acting near 218 over here. Also, these swing highs, in terms of horizontal swing high resistance over here. Price action wise for making lower lows all the way, starting to form a higher low over here. So possibly if this able to hold as this range support, right, then still possible to break out over here. But possibly we need to see a test over here again and see how it reacts. If it's positive, then there's a chance to try to attempt the resistance over here again. If not, likely to see price maybe trading lower towards this support zone 202 to 207. Yeah. The next one will be Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin, I think for now likely to be sort of in a range as well. I think nothing much. 447 to 467, this range still holding up. Yeah. I think for now likely to still trade within the range for now. Okay, then General Electric. General Electric still trending well over here. Okay. Maybe I just label in a different color, not confusing. Okay, so looks like I think possibly trading in this blue color uptrend channel over here. So looks like respecting both the support and resistance. For now, look at clean the price action period. This range, this resistance breakout 106 retest. If it's supported, price could possibly go up to test this near-term resistance 110 to about this 110 to about 112, 111, or this channel resistance over here. Yeah. So still looking good for General Electric, I think. In terms of the GEHC, okay, this one I think looking like a range formation over now, still quite choppy. So the support over here respecting at around 76.5. Resistance still around, there's some resistance around 80, 81, and next level is around 83 over here. So likely still, I think likely we'll still see range formation for GHC. Okay, then in terms of Raytheon, possible downtrend resistance line over here, price uh but price is still holding up at this support 96 previous resistance over here. So I think this support likely still able to hold in the near term. But lower high being formed over in this stretch. So something to take note of over here. Yeah. Could be just trending in this zone over here with a lower high. Okay, Berkshire Hathaway. Okay, so for this, currently we actually retesting this recent swing high of 342. For now, the overall trend is still bullish, higher highs, higher lows, with some consolidation in between. So if we do manage to break above this, okay, this was a previous support also as well, so key level. If we do break above this, likely the next swing high will likely form close to 350, this level. Yeah. Then support wise, likely to be around here, the trendline support, as well as this recent level, horizontal level breakout around 335 possibly. So still trending up well for Berkshire. Okay, next one, Corning Incorporated. Okay, the breakout of this broadening wedge still holding up, price still forming higher low over here. Looks like a bit of a consolidation taking place for now. So the resistance over here is still capped at 35 over here, then the lows over here. So I think for now, likely still range, possibly range mode. If we do retest this low, I think it will likely hold. Okay, then there's a question on 3M. 3M. Okay. For 3M, currently still very much in a range over here. Now support close to near 93, while a resistance still a lot above 103 over here. Not much sign that there's in this stretch trending upwards and trending downwards. So very much likely in a very big range over here for 3M. But I think the support over here 93 is still able to hold for now. Yeah. Yeah, the question of MetLife. Okay, MetLife, I think possibly trending in this uptrend channel for now. So possibly short-term resistance wise could come from a level near 58 to 59. So these are uptrend channel resistance as well as this previous support broken possible resistance over here. Yeah, then short-term support likely to be at this level around 56 where we broke out from. And channel support, take note for reference. Yeah, so I think for now still trending slowly in this channel. Okay, next one, Palantir. Palantir in terms of momentum a bit slowing. Recently the retest upon this swing low support around 14 holding up. Then we reach about 15.7. Currently looks like a resistance for now. 15.7. I think for now, Palantir likely still hold as a for now likely to hold as a range. Is in this range. Yeah. Let's see, it needs to see whether it holds at the 20 MA support. Since price actually has been, I noticed that price actually has been hugging this 20 MA for a while. So if it's still supported, likely you could still see a bounce towards maybe to try to test the upside resistance close to 16, the high ends of 16 to 17. If it doesn't hold right, then we're likely to see maybe a retest of these lows close to 13 to 14 over here again. Okay, then AI, C3 AI. C3 AI, I think momentum wise, still negative crossover. I think for now, possibly trading in a flag, this flag pattern, but because of the previous trend was a downwards move, this could be a bearish flag if it's broken lah. If it's broken, for now, still holding on with this trend over here. Then last Friday, try to attempt a breakout above this horizontal around 40.4, made resistance at this channel. So for now, I think if today is still within this channel, likely to keep within this range of over here. 39.5 to maybe 43 over here. Then something to take note of 43 previous, this is a key level as well. Sorry, 43.7. Yeah, previous resistance, and there was a support resistance changeover over here. Okay, then next one, Unity. Okay, for Unity, there was like a double top taking place at around 45, right? Then bearish divergence, low high on MACD. So for now, price action wise don't look very nice as well. Especially we didn't manage to hold at 42 this previous range, previous resistance level. Price actually just break down. So possibly I think price might come out to feel some support closer to 37, 38 over here. Try to retest over here. So maybe just trading in the range for now, consolidation. Okay, next one, MKTX, Market Access Holdings. Is the downtrend still very much holding a lot of the lower highs and lower lows? Still very negative momentum. So currently retested previous swing low 252, price action wise still no confirmation that found some support. The next level will be around 240, close to 240s over here. Something to take note. The next one is Roblox. Okay, Roblox, I think very much in the range for now over here. So resistance here 43, support still at 38. So we need to see the break is at which side, upside or downside. If it's upside, the next likely resistance point will, first one is around 45 over here, then followed by 47 over here. Then if it's a downside break, then the support likely be at 33 to 34, these lows. Yeah, so I think still need to observe how it breaks towards the upside or downside. The next one is CME Group. The CME looks like still in a range phase over here. Good thing is that okay, resistance holding around 185 to about 188, but higher lows being formed. So if this maintains, right, I think could bounce off from this trend line to try to trade upwards again for CME. Okay, then there's some crypto counters. Okay, first up, Marathon Digital. Mara, for now, I think it could have met this trend line resistance, some resistance around 15.8. Currently, short term wise, I think trading in this uptrend channel over here. So for now, short term still bullish, since still remaining in the channel. But let's see whether the resistance will act over here or manage to break above it. If it continues to trade upwards, could go on to test maybe 18 over here. Yeah, but if the resistance still hold, likely we could see some pullback taking place. Then the strong support closer to about 13 to about 13.8 here. Then next one is Riot. In Riot wise, still bullish close on Friday. Price action wise looking good. Breakout of this resistance retest, successful broke above this swing high as well. So for now, if it's still holding up at this level, then I think we could go on to test maybe 17 next as a form of resistance, 17 to about 18 over here based on the previous levels. Okay, then BT, Bit Digital. Bit Digital, I think currently can see a lot of tussling over here at this level. 4.4 around here resistance. If for now, if it cannot hold at the recent support around 3.9 to 4 over here, I think price could possibly pull back to retest this swing high around 3.4. Then over here you have this trend line support over here as well. So this will be a stronger support if price comes down. But for now, still in the uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, next one is Hive blockchain. Hive also broke out over here, then retested this 5.3 resistance. So for now, if price is able to maintain at this level, possibly it could still go higher to try to eventually retest maybe 7.5 this swing high over here. Yeah, since it's still in the uptrend. Okay, next one, Canon Inc. On Canon, I think interesting possible break of this downtrend resistance line. Then also nice price action in terms of previous support and resistance 2.3 after a few tests over here, higher lows being formed and there was a breakout. So looking at these few trend lines, I think it's still positive for Canon. Sorry if I pronounce it wrongly. Possibly could go on to retest the next swing high 2.7 to 2.8 for now if it continues the bullish momentum. Next one, AIA. Can't find the US counter for this. And maybe I touch on Manulife first. Okay, Manulife, I think still trending in a range for now, but a bit of weakness in terms of the lower highs being formed currently upon the retest of this swing support at 18.2. So it bounced to 19 over here. So looking a bit weak for now in terms of MACD as well. Yeah, so if this level cannot hold, likely we will see price try to go on to retest some lower levels around 17.7 and 17.2 possibly. Okay, this one ASO, Academy Sports and Outdoors. Okay, price possible reversal taking place after lower high, lower lows, break of this high over here. If price able to maintain wise, we'll go on to retest the next key resistance around 57.5 to 58 over here. Okay, then THR, then the Nehers Corporation. Okay, for now, I think currently trying to trade with higher lows being formed around here, 232. So if this holds, I think possibly price could go on to bounce up. Try to retest the recent resistance from 240 to 245 over here. Also looks like there's also this bigger downtrend resistance line acting over here to take note if it does retest this high over here. But now maybe trading this zone over here. Okay, I see there's comment from Wen Jie, AIA is AAGIY. Okay, thanks for the info. Okay, I'll go through. So yeah, I think currently still very much in a range over here. Think yeah, resistance closer to 42, the high end 42 to 43, support is closer to 38 over here. So I think for now MACD is also quite ranging. So I think for now likely to hold at these very big ranges. Sorry, these big this range. Yeah. Okay, next one is Lemonade. Lemonade, I think currently pulling back after trading out of this short-term uptrend channel. So for now, pullback wise, we need to see support over here holding at around 16.6. If not, we're likely to go a bit lower to try to retest the next maybe a stronger support, possibly around 14.8 to about 15.8 over here, possibly. Momentum wise, still a bit weak for now. Okay, sorry. In terms of time constraint wise, I'll go through one last counter so far. Yeah, sorry, I'm unable to take. There's quite a lot more questions in the chat. So Sorry, I'm able to take all of them for today. For so far, I think currently the retest is still holding up over here around $8 is resistance retest. So but in terms of momentum wise, looking a bit weak. So this swing low over here must be able to hold up and maybe try to form some bit of a consolidation range and see how price reacts afterwards. So likely to form some maybe a range consolidation range for now. If this swing low is broken, right, then that could signal for some lower lows. Given a bit of a bearish momentum, then we could maybe retest some lower support levels, possibly at first level or maybe around 7.2, this level over here. Yeah. Okay, sorry, that's all for today. Sorry again, unable to take all of your questions. Okay. Let me just share the survey link, okay, in the chat box. Okay, I've dropped the link in the chat box. So it's a survey form. You can leave any comments how you all think today's the future sessions can be improved. So for now, actually my style is actually going through some of the key sectors I think most people will be interested in, then followed by some of the individual counters that you have upvoted the most or in terms of chronological order. So if you all prefer to, if you all like this this arrangement, you all can give me a comment. Or if you all prefer I just focus on individual stocks, then you also can comment. So I see the majority, then I'll just follow. If you haven't followed our Bonus 3 community group of technical analysis, you can join, download the link in the chat also. Then you can drop me any questions anytime during any time of the week. Then when I see, I will just answer your questions. Yeah, you can also leave any comments in the Poems TA Telegram group as well. So I think that's all for today. It'll be a big week for this week. So take note of the earnings if you all have any bank counters. Also CPI, PPI in the middle of the week. Yeah, so that's all. Safe trading, everyone, and I see you again next session. Yeah, good night and have a good trading session tonight if you are trading any counters. Yeah, bye bye.